Here's our breaking news tonight. New polls showing Donald Trump surging ahead of his GOP rivals just days before the first big debate on Thursday night. Back with me again, McKay, Coppins, Van Jones, and John Brabender. Van, I still have not gotten over that you admitted that I was right on national television. So,
well, I mean, listen, we were all saying this guy was going to disappear. He's a snowflake. He's a soap bubble. It's just going to be a sideshow. You said from the very beginning he's tapping into something that's real. We didn't agree with you. You've been proven correct. He's up double digits. But I think part of the reason that you're seeing this is that he actually has played this media game in a way that is so masterful. He started off saying all this really negative stuff about the Latinos. Everybody got so upset. And then notice he then switched over. He throws some punches at some Republicans, and he switches back over. And so he's so unpredictable that he becomes arresting. And he suffocates everybody else's media. And I think he's got more political skill than anybody gave him credit for, except possibly you.
I think where Donald Trump is smart, and this is why I didn't think he was going to flame out, is because he's used to playing in the New York shark-infested media water. So he knows how to play the media, right? And he knows how to suck all the oxygen out of the room by getting on television, accepting interviews. The other candidates are realizing that Donald Trump is, he's on the airways because he accepts the interviews to be on the airways. And everybody else goes, no, it's not the right time, it's whatever. He's getting all the press. He's on every single channel every night. But I digress. McKay, but there may be some trouble in the Trump land over the weekend. He had to fire a campaign staffer for racially charged Facebook posts dating back to 2007. You know a lot about this guy, about his history. What happened?
Yeah, Sam Nunberg, he's one of Donald Trump's kind of political right hands. He's been with him for a while. And actually last year he was fired a year ago for helping to facilitate an interview that I did with Donald Trump. Mr. Trump did not like the article I ended up writing, fired Sam Nunberg and made a big kind of show of it, hired him back a few months later, and now he's being fired again. The thing that is interesting about all this is that what got Sam Nunberg fired this time is a bunch of very inflammatory, racist, kind of charged posts on Facebook. But what's fascinating is, aside from one where he used the N-word, which I think everyone would agree, maybe even Donald Trump would agree is out of bounds, aside from that, the comments on his Facebook wall are not all that different from the kind of comments that Donald Trump makes on a routine basis. I mean, this is a guy who spent the entire 2012 election cycle floating kind of wild conspiracy theories about President Obama's birthplace. He's a guy who started his campaign this time around, not 10 minutes into his announcement speech, making kind of musing about Mexican immigrants and rape. And so it's not like this guy, Donald Trump is not known for his racial sensitivities and political correctness. And frankly, I've got to say, having spent some time with Donald Trump and his inner circle last year, the stuff that Sam Nunberg said and that got him fired this time around is not all that different from a lot of the stuff that I heard from the other people in his inner circle.
But as you said, though, I mean, go on. I mean, you were there, and those people aren't there to defend themselves.
Look, no one. And to clarify, I did not hear any N-words, so that certainly is the one exception.
Well, that's a pretty low bar.
The inner circle that. Yeah, well, the inner circle that Donald Trump surrounds himself with is a retinue of mini Trumps. It's people who act like him, who imitate him, who try to be like him. So it shouldn't be shocking when we find out that one of his aides has said inflammatory, kind of crazy things.
So again, though, as you said, Donald Trump isn't running around calling people the N-word. And when I have the opportunity to interview him again, I will ask him about the people in his inner circle and if he tolerates that sort of thing. Do you think Donald Trump, John, helps or hurts the tone of the campaign?
Well, at this point, I think it hurts because it's shutting out other candidates. Look how much time we're spending here talking about Donald Trump. The real challenge for the candidates is Donald Trump is not going to be the nominee. I'm telling you that right now. But
how do you say that?
He just is not going to be. My experiences of doing this for 30 years, I'm just telling you, he's not going to be the nominee. But he can pick the nominee for this reason. Someone's going to win with a very small number of votes compared to last time. Like Iowa might be one with 18% this time. Donald Trump does have the ability to win 10%, 10% all over the place. The question is, who are those going to come from? I would argue they probably come from Cruz and Chris Christie and Rand Paul the most. And frankly, I think that Trump probably does benefit Jeb Bush at this point.
Well, isn't that where the real power is? If he has the power to pick the next, even if he's not the nominee. which you say he's not going to be. I'm not so sure about that. But he has the power to pick the next nominee?
I think he does have some power to do that. I think that you will see the Republican Party treat him as credible with a lot of respect. It doesn't mean he's going to be the nominee. They think he's helpful to drive voters to the polls in November and to rally the Republican Party, and I think they should treat him respectfully.
Okay. I got to go, Van. I'm sorry. Okay. Next time, you know you'll be back. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Coming up, next week will mark 1 year since Officer Darren Wilson fatally shot Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, and Wilson is now speaking out. And what he says has a lot of people angry.